Oh, shush. What are you whining about? Shh. Hush. Peoples. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to. I was really hoping that, really hoping that I wasn't right. Because I had said earlier, in fact, I was talking to somebody earlier and I made the comment. I don't remember if I made this on my video earlier or my live earlier today. But I said, if this is retaliation by the cartel, they're not going to traffic her. They're just going to kill her and dump her body in an obvious place. Now, stop whining. So, I don't know if it's them that did it, but that is what I said, and that's what I told somebody earlier. I said I just have a gut feeling. I said, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, and I wish I had been, because this is not good. But somebody asked me a question. This is somebody I was emailing back and forth with, one of my people in Truckee, and I'm trying to think what it was he asked me now. Something about, and I said, they said something about, do you think that they would traffic her? And I said, no. I said, if this is a retaliatory hit, if this is a message that they're trying to send, I said, they won't do that. I said, they will kill her and then they will dump her somewhere where she's easy to find just to send a message. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's what I said earlier. And that's exactly what happened. Now, I'm going to try to make this work. Okay. I'm going to try to share my screen with you. I've got the news article up from the local. It's the TV station in Sacramento, and I'm gonna try to. Okay, so I'm going to try to do the. Okay, here is the. This is from KCRA Sacramento. Nevada County 16-year-old who disappeared this week is found dead. Okay, I don't even hear it. Even when I was trying to watch this earlier, it wasn't doing anything. So we'll just read it. But a Nevada County 16-year-old missing since Wednesday night was found dead on Friday afternoon near where she disappeared, officials said. Trinity Backus' body was found just after 2 p.m. in a heavily wooded river drainage area about a half mile north of the home on Kentucky Ravine Road where she went missing, Nevada County Sheriff's Office said. The office said there was nothing suspicious. Seriously? She's in a drainage ditch, dead, and there's nothing suspicious. What is with these morons? I swear. How can there be nothing? I don't understand the cops in that area. I really don't. How can that not be suspicious? You got a 16-year-old girl, a healthy 16-year-old girl. She's dead in a drainage ditch, and there's nothing suspicious. So we have been in communication with the family and extend our deepest condolences to them as they work through this loss, the sheriff's office said. All right, keep in mind her stepfather is the deputy there. So Backus was last seen Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. after leaving a home, which was her aunt's house, while wearing a maroon robe and pajama pants, the sheriff's office said. Our family told KCRA's Michelle Bandour that the teen was a student at North Point High School and it wasn't like her to have gone missing. Man, this is, and then they've got some, well, there's 2-ton Tessie there. Yeah, anyway. This is one of those times I wish I'd been completely wrong, because I was gonna, I got my new guitar today. I was gonna get on and play some music and make video and all that stuff, and that pretty much went out the window when I heard this. Yeah, how is it not suspicious? You got a healthy 16-year-old girl. She's found dead in a drainage ditch not too far from her aunt's house. But it's not suspicious. Oh, not a bit. I don't get it. I mean, maybe they're just making that statement right now. I don't know. Maybe try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But after all the crap we've seen with Kylie Rodney case, I have a hard time giving them any kind of benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I was too, Melody. I was really hoping, but that was the thing is, here's the thing, and I'm not bragging, okay, when I say this, but I'm just saying my instincts, and I've been emailing back and forth with people and telling them what this was my gut feeling, and I really hope it's wrong. I hope that, like Cece was talking about, that she was just maybe running away. Maybe she was mad at mom and dad or whatever, and she was over at a friend's house, going over there, to try to get away for a few days. I was really, really, really hoping that she was right on that. But my gut feeling the whole time has been, this is not going to end well. I can't help it. That's what I felt the whole time. Well, she had socks on, but basically it's not much different than being barefoot. Somebody said something about fentanyl, but if there is any fentanyl in her system, I'd almost guarantee you that she did not take it willingly. From what I'm gathering, she was a pretty good kid, and she's not the kind to be popping fentanyl pills, especially as much warning as they've had over there. As many deaths as they have had in the area from fentanyl, I would think that the kids would be smart enough to not take it. So maybe they abducted her, maybe put some fentanyl in a drink or something, or made her swallow it. When you're forced to do something like that, you try to do anything to survive. Yeah, it was 33 was our high yesterday. No, actually, I think it got up to 35 for like 15 minutes. But I just don't, I'm hoping that, yeah, that's Fatina. That's the same thing. Maybe here's my theory, and I may be completely full of crap. But here's my original theory. Here's the thought that went through my mind. Why would she go outside without her shoes? Why would she go outside without her phone? I think the very fact she didn't have her phone tells me that she wasn't planning on going very far. What I have thought, and you guys can see if you agree with me or not. Hi, Esther. My thought was maybe she just stepped out to get some fresh air, and I don't think she meant to step out for very long. Since she was only in socks, didn't have her phone with her, didn't have shoes on. To me, if she's going to run away, she'd at least get, halfway dressed. Even if she kept her pajamas on, at least she'd put shoes on and she'd take her phone with her. I mean, what girl do you ever see without her phone? And so anyway, Copper, no. No. That's no, you don't eat bowls. Oh no, not anywhere close to getting mountains. But what I was thinking was, I don't think she was going anywhere. I think she just stepped outside to get some fresh air or something, or maybe she stepped outside for whatever, or maybe somebody coaxed her outside. Who knows? But I'm thinking, if this was a planned hit by the cartel, and like I say, I may be totally off base on this, but the thing is, exactly what I predicted has come to pass. So that's what worries me. So I think she just stepped outside. I don't think she was planning, since she didn't have shoes on and being that cold. I don't think she was planning on walking any distance. I think that she was being watched, and she steps outside, and whoever was watching her sees the opportunity. Why would the cartel be mad? Okay, did you watch my video earlier today where I talked about all of the trafficking rings that they busted? There was up to 500 people that they busted. There was 80 different agencies involved. Okay, also keep in mind that Shannon Moon, as I've said before, is involved with the cartel. Maybe she did something to piss them off, so they took it out on one of her deputies. I don't know. Or maybe the deputy was involved in one of the task force that busted up the trafficking rings. Because I'll guarantee you, those trafficking rings there in California, they are either cartel people or they're connected with the cartel. Because they've got a really strong foothold now in California. And so they go busting. There was almost 500 people they ended up busting. There was 80 agencies involved, like I said, one of which might have been Nevada County Sheriff's Office. I don't know. But yeah, he probably is one of the good cops, but he may know nothing about Shannon Moon's involvement with this stuff. So maybe Shannon Moon pissed somebody off. Maybe this deputy was involved with one of the task force. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm hoping that they're saying it was nothing suspicious, just as a preliminary statement. She was found in a drainage ditch just north of her aunt's house. The aunt's house is surrounded by woods. Stop it. Stop your whining. So, I mean, that whole area there's a tangled mess. And when I come out with the stuff next week that I'm going to tell you about, it's even going to get more tangled. Yeah, from what I understand, it's in a wooded area just north of the house, not very far. But the fact is, lay down, Copper. Stop it. He's being a turd. Yeah, sometimes Copper's a good dog, but sometimes he can be a turd. Can't you? Uh-huh. You beat turd. You know what? I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. He's already had so many treats today, but you know you've only got a few of these left, so if you eat them all, you're going to be SOL. Just so you know, because I'm not going to buy any more for a while. All right. No, Copper just went potty. He just came in. I made sure and let him out right before I started this, so he don't need. He already pooped, didn't you? Hey, you already pooped, huh? You already pooped. Yeah, you already pooped. Copper, don't listen to her. She's just encouraging you. Oh, anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who's training who? He's like, give me a chew. Give me a chew. All right. Copper, you need to say hi, dude. You say hi. Hey, hey, hey. Say hi. Say hi, dude. Say, say. Mm. Mm. All right. Do you like all these people in the chat? That's good. All right. Yeah. Yeah. He's don't be building him up too much. You give him a big head. He's already got a big mouth, just like his dad. Oh, I don't know, but that's weird. You got been a matter of months, 2 16-year-olds. But let's see, what else did that say? Oh yeah. Let's see what else did it say. Says, yeah, yeah, I guess I already read all that. So that was in that article. But I'll be honest with you. Somebody texted me and said Trinity's dead, and I'm like, what? I mean, I was really, I kind of expected that, but at the same time, I was hoping against hope that I wasn't right. That I was hoping Cece was right and that she'd run away. Would be found safe. Yeah, Eric. Listen, yeah, Eric's right, man. They only have accidental deaths there. They don't have murders. They don't have, Oh, they've got all kinds of grow operations there. They've got both legal and illegal. So does that mean that I'm not good? Because I ain't young. Nothing to see here. No hay nada aquí. Vete, no hay nada. Oh man, I'm telling you, people, we are right now, and like I say, I've got to verify some things and ask permission to share some things this coming week that you guys are not going to like at all. Because it's a little bit scary. Okay, and I'm not being a hype artist here. I'm being totally serious. There's stuff I have found out from people who are over there, people who are high in government, who are sick and tired of. Well, there was a serial killer for Tina. There was a serial killer, and I think a lot of that was taking place back when a lot of these deaths occurred that you see in that in that documentary, Everyone Counts. And do you know who the serial killer was? The serial killer was a former Auburn police officer. There have been stories about cops beating somebody up and killing them and then throwing them on the railroad tracks. There have been stories like that. And when this now the guy that got caught that used to work for Auburn PD, he got caught in another area. But he was a serial killer. And he was an Auburn police officer for I don't remember how many years the article said, but I don't remember. But it was like maybe 7-8 years that he was a police officer there. And I'd bet $1 to a donut that you could tie a lot of these deaths to the time when he was a cop there. You got a cop that's a serial killer, you got problems. Because number one, nobody's going to suspect him. Number two, if guys do know, the way they cover for each other over there, who knows? But yeah, he was the guy who's a serial killer. I can't even talk. Yeah, Katie, you're extremely right. The world is a very scary place right now. Because here's the thing, people. Here's the thing that really bothers me. As I was telling somebody that I was emailing with, I said, the thing is, it's gotten to the point where you don't know who to trust. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to go tell the cops. Well, what if the cops are in on it? What if the cops are the part of the cover-up, like in Kylie's case? Where do you go? Okay, you go to somebody higher up. I've been told that the corruption goes all the way to the Attorney General's office in California, all the way up to the governor. That it's all corrupt. Because I said something about going to the AG, and I had somebody who's in the know, who lives in that area, tell me, don't bother going to the AG. They're just as crooked as everybody else. And then they actually told me about the governor there in California. And then he actually has a hitman who takes care of things for him. I just wish that there was a way that we could get all of this crap out in the open and expose that area for what it is. And there's some things going on, both with people that my hat keeps hitting my mic and turning it off. I was doing that earlier today too. I have to move it more out of the way, I guess. Hope you can hear me. But there's some people over there, and of course this Magnum PI guy, he's looking into some of this stuff. I've got some people behind the scenes I've been talking to who are privy to very sensitive information. They have told me everybody who's involved. I know everybody who's involved. A few of the names you're all very familiar with, I've talked about before, as have others. There's one name that came up I hadn't heard before, and he's actually the one who is providing the fronts. In other words, these charities and government grants and all this stuff, that they're using those to launder money from the cartel. And one of the main ones is someone that I've mentioned before. I'll give you a hint. His wife was in Forbes magazine, and she's a very well-to-do marijuana grower. His father, someone told me, well, I mentioned that I made a comment. I said, man, those guys over there are a bunch of snakes. And I mentioned this guy's father, and the person told me he is the head of the snake. So this corruption goes high up. No, they ain't gonna mess with me clear up here in Idaho. Besides, copper bite them in the butt. And I am very careful. And I have a pretty good arsenal. Just saying. But and like I say, I would like to be able to give Nevada County the benefit of the doubt, but I'm sorry, I can't. I can't give them the benefit of the doubt. And for them to say, Hubba Bubba, ooh, I want some Hubba Bubba bubble gum. I haven't had any of that for a long time. But for them to say that there's nothing suspicious, you find a gal in a drainage ditch just north of where she went for a walk. There's nothing suspicious. Yeah, same here, Eric. Of course, I never really have. Hey, Dory, how you? How yo? All right, for those of you who just came in, if you haven't heard, which I'm sure probably everybody knows, but just in case you have not heard, Trinity Backus was found dead in a drainage ditch about a half a mile from her aunt's house where she was staying. The cops say there's nothing suspicious. Well, she had socks on. That's why I think she just stepped outside for a second and they were watching her. I mean, to me, that's the only thing that makes sense. Because she's not going to go for a big, long walk in her socks when it's 32, 33 degrees outside. Trinity's the 16-year-old girl who went missing from Nevada City, who was staying with her aunt. Apparently went outside to get a breath of fresh air. I don't know. Somebody said that she went out for a smoke. I don't know if she smokes. She's 16 years old. She ain't supposed to be smoking. I don't know why she went outside. But she went outside about 10:30 and disappeared. They don't know. They're saying they don't cause of death unknown. Which where have we heard that before? Hang on, I'm just reading the chat here. I don't think she was going to walk home because she left her shoes in the house. She left her phone in the house. Girls don't ever do anything without their phone. You know that, especially teenage girls. No, that has nothing to do with Megan. This just happened yesterday when she went missing. Well, she's 16 years old. I don't know. She had a domestic violence or not, but I think she was just going outside just to, I mean, if she was a smoker, maybe went outside for a smoke, but I don't know. No, she just disappeared yesterday. on the 10th. My understanding. I don't know. I didn't see anything about her being pregnant. There hasn't been anything that I've seen on that. I don't know if it's really her body. They say it is. Said they found her in a drainage ditch like half a mile from her aunt's house. So since I haven't seen it, I have no idea whether it's her or not. But the thing is, I think it is, because that's what I said earlier today, and that's what as soon as I learned that her father or her stepdad was a deputy, the first thought that popped into my head is this is retaliation by the cartel. And that's why I said earlier today, I said, if it is the cartel, they will not traffic her. They will just kill her and dump her body where it's easy to find as a message. Yeah, that's how I moved to Truckee. Actually, you know what? I would really like to run for sheriff there. Probably wouldn't last long, though. Cartel would take me out because that'd be all over their ass. But yeah, it's... No, what does Megan have to do with any of this? This doesn't have anything to do with Megan. And I've never taken Megan serious anyway. I never listened to anything she said. To be honest with you, anybody that was a Johnny come lately into the Kylie Rodney case, anybody that was a Johnny come lately, I didn't listen to the thing they said because I know it was all diversionary crap. Okay, Brock says, I had a family member killed by a group of cartel. It's not a joke. No, it's not a joke. And here's the thing, like I said, you can bet there was up to 500 people arrested in these trafficking rings that they had a statewide sting where 80 agencies were involved. But I don't know. The thing is, we don't know. Queen of Hearts, Charnel. The thing is, they haven't told us. They said that the cause of death unknown, so we don't know any particulars at all. All I know is what I said and what I predicted, and I was hoping I was wrong, came to pass. So far, everything else is lined up with my theory. So, like I said, I don't know if it's cartel or not, but everything that I have said about this has come to pass. So, no, I don't think it's mistaken identity. I think her dad, because her dad may have very well been on one of the task force. And let me tell you, you arrest 500 people and they're connected with the cartel or they're part of the cartel. Trust me, there's going to be retaliation. And this is not the only instance of it. That's why I went on earlier today and I told people protect your kids because, there could be other law enforcement person involved in this sting who have teenage kids. So they really need to watch them close. I mean, this girl stepped outside her aunt's house for probably not very long. And she ended up getting abducted, obviously. And dumped in a drainage ditch, not all that far from there. Less than a half a mile. No, I'm not clairvoyant. I just have a lot of experience. And that's just the first thing I thought of when I heard that her dad was a deputy or her stepdad was a deputy. I'm thinking, I wonder if this is retaliation. Maybe he was part of one of the task force or Shannon Moon pissed somebody off and they took it out on one of her deputies, kids. I don't know what her dad worked in, or stepdad. I don't know. All I know that he was a deputy there. I don't know if he had any, but I'd be willing to bet you that he was on one of the task force. No, his wife's name's not Trinity. Daughter's name is Trinity. They had both his name and his wife's name on another post. No, there's not two Trinities. Reminds me of that cowboy movie. My name is Trinity. But I don't know. I'm just really, I was gonna get on. I was gonna play my guitar and do all this stuff tonight, and because I just got my new guitar today, I was gonna do all that, and it's just as soon as I got the text, found out that she was found dead. That just, I don't know, Eric. You tell me. Maybe a sister. I don't know. Well, if the dad was involved in the stings that ended up in arresting these people in the trafficking rings, is going to be retaliation. I don't know if you remember, but when I was down in Dallas, Eric, no more Trinity, okay? Cut it. Seriously. But when I was in Dallas, they did something to the cartel there in El Paso. I don't know if any of you remember this, and I don't remember how long ago it was. But all I know is I was in Dallas, living in Dallas at the time. Anyway, they pissed off the cartel. And they had a bunch of guys from the cartel came and shot up the courthouse there in El Paso. If I remember right, nobody was killed that I can remember or hurt. But man, they shot the crap. They went, and I mean, they had the machine guns, and they went by there. It was like a drive-by shooting on the courthouse, and man, they shot it up bad. And then I don't remember if they caught them or not. It seems to me that they didn't. But I'm just saying, the cartel people are ruthless, and they don't play. They don't play. They have no conscience. They're ruthless. The only thing that they care about is money. And anybody that gets in the way at all, you're dead. They don't care. So, like I was saying, I don't remember if I was talking to somebody about this or if I said this in my live or my video earlier today. But it would be no big deal for them to find a body to put in Kylie's car. To traffic her and then find somebody else to put in there. That'd be no big deal for them if they're involved. And the way this has been covered up, I can't help but think that they're involved somehow. That Kylie was trafficked and they put a stunt double in her car because that autopsy was not her. Because to me, if that autopsy was legit, Number one, they wouldn't have made as many mistakes as they did on it. Number two, they would have done proper identification according to normal procedures, which they did none of that. The only ID they did was the deputy walking in and saying, "Oh, yeah, that's her." And who knows whether he actually even knew Kylie's family or not. He might not have. We don't know. Still, that's not the way you do things. It's just not the way you do things. So they didn't identify her legitimately, other than, and then the deputy walked in and said, "Yeah, that's her," after they said earlier in the first part of the autopsy report that due to decomposition, she was unrecognizable. So how did he identify her when they said that she was unrecognizable? I mean, none of it makes sense. Everything points to it being fake. And I don't even think they did an autopsy. I think they just pulled something out of the computer and kind of, twisted it around. So, I mean, they got the tattoo in the wrong place. Well, first he said she didn't have any scars, marks, or tattoos. Whereas we know she had a scar on her wrist. We know that she had a tattoo on her ribs, not on her hip, like they said. I mean, unless being in the water for 2 weeks makes your tattoo go, slide down your body. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, see, in China is involved with this as well, because China is the one that provides the fentanyl. It's manufactured in China. They provide it to Mexico. Mexico provides it to its users down there and also runs a ton of it across the border. There's another thing I mentioned this morning, I think it was, or whenever. It all runs together to me now because I've been doing a lot of videos and a lot of lives lately, so it all just kind of runs together. But I think I brought this up this morning, is that how could Jagger run down to Mexico, pick up a car, run right back? That's not possible. If you know anything about vehicles, hi Carrie. If you know anything about vehicles in Mexico, there is so much freaking red tape that you have to go through to bring a car back across the border. I mean, I've known people who have gone down there, bought cars in Mexico, and they would not even let them bring them back to the U.S. They ended up having to sell them down there in Mexico to somebody else because they couldn't bring them back to the U.S. Something had to be in the car. I totally agree. And what that also means is that you got some dirty border patrol or dirty cops working the border crossings. A lot of drugs comes across illegally, but a lot of it comes just straight up I-5 corridor all the time. So you can't tell me that there aren't some dirty cops at the border who aren't letting this stuff through, which makes me question, how did Jagger go down there, pick up a vehicle, and bring it back across so easily? That just doesn't, I mean, you can research it for yourself, but I just know most of what I know is from people that I know who have been down there and have lived down there, lived in Mexico, have bought vehicles. Then they won't let them bring it back across. They end up having to leave it there, sell it, somebody else, most of the time at a loss. I've known instances where they've actually driven vehicles from the United States down there that they've owned, in the United States for a while. And they were down there for a while, and they won't let them bring it back to the United States. See, you got to understand, Mexico has laws, but then you have your actual laws, your statutory laws, and then you have the laws that they actually go by. And they pretty much do whatever they want. Because I know that was told that by somebody, because I was actually thinking about going to Mexico and going traveling and being in Mexico for like 6 months, and then going to Peru and going to Colombia and just doing that for, a couple of years. I was originally planning to do that until I had someone tell me about an incident that happened. This person lives in Querétaro, which is actually one of the nicer cities in Mexico. There's a lot of Americans that live there. Querétaro is a very, very nice place. But what happened was, just outside Querétaro on the highway, they had a bunch of banditos that set up a roadblock. They had like 300 cars lined up there. And these banditos robbed everybody, all 300 cars, robbed them at gunpoint, took their wallets, took their cell phones. And so there was like a traffic jam for however long. And that's what they did. They just went to every vehicle, all 300 vehicles, went to them, held them up at gunpoint, took their wallets, took their phones, took all their money. He told me that, and I'm like, and this is one of the, like, Querétaro is like the second safest city, supposedly, in Mexico. He's like, well, if that's the second safest city, I don't want to go there. I'm gonna stay right here. I ain't going to another country. Esther, was that? Excuse me. Was that somebody that was in this chat? Because I don't follow the chat when I get to talking. Oh, Tony Dodge has a chop shop? Oh, really? The more I hear about that dude, the more I realize what a frickin' snake he is. It's an absolute snake. But anyway, my point is, how does someone undermining me? Fine, whatever. Good luck. Good luck with that. Yeah, they're birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. But yeah, you don't just run into Mexico, pick up a car, and run right back, unless you got connections. And if you got connections, that means cartel. I'll have to look back at the chat and see what it was she said. I love it when people try to do that, because I got nothing to hide. It's like, I'm not like Jared. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious now as to what she's saying. Copper, if she ever comes back in or says anything like that again, you bite her right in the butt. You bite her. Yeah, Trinity was found deceased in a drainage ditch about a half a mile from her aunt's house. They said, I'll just read you straight from the article by the TV station. Says Trinity Backus' body was found just after 2 p.m. in a heavily wooded river drainage area about a half mile north of the home on Kentucky Ravine Road, where she went missing, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office said. The office said there was nothing suspicious and her cause of death is unknown. Oh, yeah. 16-year-olds without... Get the hell out of here, you stupid jerks. Okay, mods, guys, whatever mods I have in here, you see those stupid porno things come in here, block the crap out of them. Beat them up. Copper, you bite them when they come in again. You bite them. Yeah, but she was found in the woods, in a drainage ditch, basically, a half a mile from her aunt's house, which, I don't know. I'm really bummed about it, honestly. It's not that hot in here. Stop it. Copper's being a turd tonight, just by the way. You're not getting another one. I just gave you a treat. Yeah, I don't understand. Well, number one, if you have a dead 16-year-old girl in a drainage ditch, that in itself is suspicious. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, how can you say that something like that's not suspicious? You know? Well, it's just like that. Was it that 20-year-old that was found at Princeton? 20-year-old dead, and they said nothing suspicious. I mean, what the hell is wrong with people? I mean, it's like, and here's the thing that bothers me. The thing that the thing that, or the fact that they can say stuff like that, to me, that's just like the height of arrogance. You're going to say that there's nothing suspicious when the whole rest of the world is looking at you going, are you freaking crazy? It just blows me away. Yeah, it'll be an accident. Or if there is, somebody said something about fentanyl. I don't know. I don't know if that's just one of those urban legends that rumored that somebody started spreading, or if there's any truth to it. You know, and the thing is, here's the thing too. She is the daughter of the stepdaughter of a deputy for that department. Well, this mom was really upset. Trinity's mom was just beside herself. She's going nuts. She wasn't like Lindsay at all. So women are coming at me. I haven't even seen any. All right. You want to come at me? Go ahead. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, she was her stepdad is a deputy for Nevada County Sheriff's Office, who is investigating this incident. So, yeah, even being one of their own deputies' kids or stepkids, they're saying nothing suspicious. But again, maybe I'm really having a hard time, like I said, giving them the benefit of the doubt due to their track record. But Yeah, I said it was retribution. It was retaliation. That was my theory early. As soon as I heard that her dad was, or her stepdad was, I'm just going to say dad because that basically was her dad. That's where she lived. Um, but as soon as I heard that he was a cop, just knowing what happened with all these stings and all these people that were arrested in these trafficking rings, almost 500 people arrested in this sting where they went after these trafficking rings. I'm thinking, I wonder if he was part of that. I don't think this was a serial killer. I really do think, because here's what I think. They live out in the boonies. Okay, from what Cece was saying that this is like out in the pucker brush. So that being the case, if it's out in the boonies like that, somebody had to be watching her. I think. I think somebody was watching her. I think whoever it was that did this was just waiting for an opportunity. And I don't know if she was coaxed out of the house. I don't know why she went outside. The thing is, the very fact that she went outside in her socks without her phone makes me think it was like just like a spur of the moment thing. Somebody was out there coaxing her out, or something, because I just don't see her. She's not going to go out in 33-degree, 32, 33-degree weather. She's not going to go out for a walk in just her socks without her phone, because how teenage girls are. Phone might as well be a part of their anatomy, because they ain't never without their phone. So the fact that she went outside in her socks without her phone makes me think it was something just like, what? And went outside, and boom, she's gone. Hi, Shanny. How's my fellow Idahoan? Yeah, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was mad. Maybe she was mad. Maybe she just like went stomping outside. But the thing is, I think that when she went outside, she was taken very quickly, because I just don't. I know how I feel. It was 33 degrees here yesterday. I'm doing pretty good. It was 33 degrees here yesterday, and I ain't going outside in socks. Now, I was outside in my flip flops because I had to chase. Yeah, you went taking off, which you're not supposed to do. So I went out after him in my flip flops. But I didn't stay out there very long, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I think it had to be planned. I think that they were just, I don't know what the plan was. I'd like to know, according to the other, because it was supposedly some sleepover at her aunt's place. So I'd like to know what the other girls saw, or maybe her aunt saw. What was it that caused her to go outside? Or what Philip just said there. Maybe something happened inside and she went booking outside trying to get away. I don't know. I mean, she could have been running. I don't know. We have not heard that many details yet. And the thing is, hi Lisa. The thing is, the way they don't ever give us any details or any information, are we going to find out? Or are they going to, you know, Yeah, I was thinking too that maybe it's somebody that she knew, or maybe she thought she knew. Maybe she was like near the door or something, and somebody saying, hey, Trinity, come here, come here. Maybe she didn't know who it was, you know, but somebody that knew her name coaxed her outside. I don't know. Be glad, here again, right now, everything we say right now is conjecture because all we know is that she was found. We don't have any details. No, I don't think it's connected to Kylie. I think it's a completely separate thing. Well, she had her own car, but if she was just going outside because somebody said, "Hey, come here," or whatever, maybe she just going outside to see what was going on. She wasn't planning on going anywhere. I mean, she didn't have her phone, she didn't have her shoes. So to me, that tells me she wasn't planning on being outside very long. She just stepped outside. They said something about she went for a walk, but I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Yeah, she was in a robe and PJs. She was in a robe and PJs and socks. And so she didn't have her shoes on. She didn't have her phone with her. She wasn't planning on going for a walk. She wasn't planning on being outside very long. I think she just stepped outside and was grabbed. That's what I think. Now, the story is the first story I heard, and I don't know how valid this is, but this is just the first thing that I heard was that she'd gone out to go for a walk. Again, I got to quit bobbing my head because this thing has a thing on the top. When you turn it off, when you hit it, it mutes it. So I keep hitting it. I keep hitting it with my hat. Yeah, I mean they'll leave their shoes behind before they'll leave their phone. Teenage girls, that's like I said, phone's a part of their anatomy for the most part. They don't do anything without their phone. So the fact that she didn't have her phone, the fact that she didn't have shoes on, she's out in a robe and PJs, makes me think that she just stepped out. Now, what is this Sunshine Fowler? I've never even heard that name before. You keep talking about Sunshine Fowler. I have no idea who the hell that is. Never heard the name in my life. Yeah, I don't think she got a text. I think that somebody was outside and maybe she was near the door. I don't know. I'm just thinking of all the possibilities that could have happened. But the thing that makes the most sense to me is the fact that somebody coaxed her outside and she wasn't planning on being out there very long. Otherwise, she would have put her shoes on. She would have put on a coat. It's 33 degrees outside. You need a coat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but and Natashki, that's the thing. But you're not planning on being out there very long. Even when you're taking the trash out, you're out there, boop, right back. Oh, well, there ain't nobody who's another Sammy. She's one of a kind. But yeah, I don't know. All I know is that, like I said earlier today, I said if this is a retaliation by the cartel because of her dad being involved in these busts, because somebody, like I said, somebody emailed me and they asked me, "Do you think that she's been trafficked?" And I said, "No." I said, "No, I don't think she's been trafficked. I think, if anything, she's either run away, like Cece was talking about, which I was hoping she was right. Either that, or it's a cartel retaliation. They're going to kill her and they're going to dump her body in an obvious spot that makes it easy to find." And that's what I said earlier today. And I was really hoping I was wrong. I was really hoping that she'd be found safe and just like go over to a friend's house all pissed off at her parents or whatever. So decided to run away for a couple days, which happens. Some of you probably done that, I remember the one time I tried to run away, I went out, I wanted to be a rabbit. I was a weird kid, man. I was a weird kid. And I remember Dad got pissed at me because I wanted to run away and I wanted to be a rabbit. So I went and I grabbed Dad's shovel and started digging a hole. And I was gonna be like a Bugs Bunny. I was gonna be a wascally wabbit and have my own hole to hide in. But a couple of minutes of digging, I decided this is not a feasible option. Packed a backpack of canned goods and no opener. Yeah, that was probably back before they had the pop open lids now, like they got on a lot of vegetables and stuff. Now you just got the pop top. You don't need a can opener, but there's still a lot of them. Like those little cans, I buy those like little cans of veggies. Those don't have some of them have the pop top and some don't. So most of them I've still got to use the can opener to open them. I don't know. I haven't really dove in that deep. I haven't looked at her social media. So I don't know if there are pictures of her and Kylie together. They live in different areas. Trinity, their family lived in Nevada City, and the lodge was south of Truckee. Actually, the lodge is in Placer County, which, when Kylie went missing, the original report, somebody asked me, how did Placer County get involved? Well, because the residence was in Placer County, the missing person report would have been filed in Placer County when Kylie first went missing. Of course, then when they found the car in Nevada County, and Nevada County took over because that was their jurisdiction. But I looked at Lost Trail Lodge on Google Maps to see if it was in Placer or Nevada County. And the Truckee isn't, but the lodge itself is in Placer County. Well, but Shani, look at the history. In fact, if you go, and I keep mentioning this channel because it is so fantastic. But there's a channel called Missing 411, and it's the former cop David Politis, and he's written a bunch of books on people who have just vanished, just gone missing, and a lot of them are in the woods in California. A lot of them. In fact, I would say the majority of them went missing in the woods in California. So anyway, I knew I should have brought 2 bottles. I got a couple stuck in the freezer because I love my water cold. You always ask me what I got in the bottle. You know what I got in the bottle. It ain't whiskey. It might be tequila, but it ain't whiskey. Tequila I can handle. I can't handle whiskey. Last time I drank whiskey, I got myself in really, really bad trouble. I got in really bad trouble last time I drank whiskey because when I drink whiskey, I get frisky. I'm just saying. So yeah, it might. Anyway, but this way, last time I drank whiskey, I ordered pizza. Didn't even remember doing it. I woke up the next morning and there's a pizza box on the table. I'm like, what the hell? Where did that come from? And then later in the morning, I started remembering it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I remember some chick coming to the door and I wrote her a check. But the thing is, guys, this next week, hey, stop it. You're starting to piss me off. Knock it off. Ugh. What was I going to say? I don't know. Oh, ordered a pizza and I saw this pizza box on the table. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Well, as the morning wore on, my memory started coming back to me, and I remember this chick being at the door. I remember writing her a check, and I don't know what I said to her. I don't even want to know. But yeah. So I haven't drinking whiskey since because it just. Now I can drink tequila until the cows come home, but it it can be the same proof too. It can both of them can be like 80 proof or whatever. And I can drink. No, you're not always in trouble. Just once in a while, like every day. Yeah, you're in trouble, huh? Yeah, he doesn't care. He just said that good, You don't pay attention to me, do you? You don't mind. Yeah, coroners don't. Only medical doctors can do autopsies. Coroners, unless they're a medical doctor, they don't do autopsies. So, of course, in Nevada and Placer counties, you never know. I need your appendix out. Hey, let me call my deputy. you know. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate that. That's nice. I appreciate compliments like that. Yeah, hey, I'm vain. I love compliments. what was what was that commercial where the guy's like, I like they're doing something. Oh, I like tacos. That's one of my favorite ones. Talking about going to the party, and he's like, I like tacos. Yeah, go make you some. Um, anyway, I just wanted to run this stuff by you. Um, I woke up this morning about 3 o'clock, so my eyes are starting to close. If you can't tell, I've done this before. In fact, I've I've fallen asleep on the phone twice trying to talk to people. Fell asleep. I think it was last night or the night before. No, I don't think it was last night, but the night before. I fell asleep on. It was last night. I fell asleep on Squirrel Girl. We were talking, and she goes, "Are you falling asleep?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay, I'll talk to you later." She could tell I was totally out of it. Eric, he is her stepdad. He's her stepdad. Oh man. Anyway, people, I'm seriously just about to drop off. My eyes keep closing on me, so I just wanted to get this stuff out to everybody just so you knew what was going on. And just we need to stay on top of this one too. I don't want to lose my focus on Kylie, but at the same time, being it's the same area, I want to keep my eye on these suckers. I really do, because they can't be pulling this crap again about this being accidental. His wife's name is not Trinity. It ain't Trinity. All right. Anyway, I'm just like seriously just dropping off here. All right, folks. And if you came in late, the replay will be available so you can watch that. But then tomorrow maybe I'll do some tunes with my guitar. I just didn't feel that was right tonight to do that. I couldn't. It was just I had to get on and talk about this, make sure everybody knew. And I just really feel really bad. I feel so bad. I am really feel horrible for the family. I'm upset. I really am. I'm very upset about this. So yeah, I did. It got here about 1:00. All right. Somebody asked me to show the guitar, so let me go grab it really quick. I've got it right over here. I'll show it to you, and then I'm gonna get off here. And you need to quit whining. Yes, you're being very annoying. You got no reason to whine. Get the guitar strap out of the way so you can see it. And let me tell you something. As pretty as it looks on camera, it looks 100 times better in person. Get up here so you can see it. Yeah, it's a Les Paul, what they call a worn classic gold, and then you can see that it's not the dark red like a lot of times the Les Pauls are the gold in front and then the dark red. This is actually more of a redwood color. Yeah, this is then it's got the zebra pickups, which I love the zebra pickups. Number one, I don't like covered pickups because you just don't get enough sound out of it and not enough clear sound. This has got the uncovered zebra pickups, which even if I've bought a Les Paul with the regular covered pickups in it, I always put zebra pickups in it because it's like I like the zebra pickups. So anyway, maybe tomorrow and I need to do some little bit of a setup on it too. The action's kind of high on the strings, near the bridge. So I've got to do a little bit of work on it tomorrow, and then but this is really, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guitar. It's just really, I took it out of the box and I'm just like, I thought it looked pretty good in the pictures, but I took it out of the box and I'm like, oh, that is so pretty. Who's the registered pedal? Always cracks me up because when I see somebody use the word pedo, of course in Spanish is pedo, which means fart. So no, Trinity, they found Trinity. They found her deceased. So unfortunately, they found her deceased about a half a mile from the house where she was staying. Trinity is the other 16-year-old that went missing yesterday that everybody's been talking about, that she went missing from Nevada City, which is in Nevada County, California. And she went missing and about 10:30. And no, I don't think she froze to death. Because I don't think she'd been dumb enough to go wandering off. I think someone was watching her and somehow they got her to come outside. They grabbed her, took her, and killed her. So at least you can duct tape his mouth shut. I don't like to do that. Would not want to do that to Copper. But husband, yeah, you can do that. That's legal. You can duct tape his mouth shut. Just don't duct tape his nose so he can't breathe. That way you don't get charged with murder. Of course, if you were in Nevada County, you could just say, "Oh, it's an accident." So anyway, All right, folks. I'm going to get off here and kick back. Then can't go to bed yet. It's only a little after 7 here, but I went to bed about 7:30 last night. Or at least went and laid down because I was so tired. Thank you, Cat Spade. Yeah. Well, it's a different scenario. Completely different scenario. But I don't know, it's like maybe somebody pissed somebody else off and this is retaliation for it. Or I just can't see her going outside with no shoes, without her phone, without her coat, and just taking off for a walk. Makes no sense. So you don't sleep. I do. In fact, I'll probably go to bed early tonight because my eyes are literally closing. I don't know if you're probably watching me and laughing because I'm just like trying to talk. I'm like, I'm like losing it. So, yeah, I'll keep you informed. Anything that I hear, I'll let you know because I am just really, I don't know, like when first time I watched the Kylie video, when they recovered her vehicle, it hit me the same way. I couldn't let it go. I'd seen other cases, they've done other people that were missing, like the Dylan Rounds and stuff like that, which I kind of got into a little bit, but it didn't affect me emotionally the way that Kylie's did. And this one here today is affecting me. I feel really, really bad. I just feel really bad for the parents. But anyway, I'm going to get off here before my eyes close permanently and you guys have to sit here and listen to me snore. So anyway, thank you for coming, people. I appreciate everybody. And even though I can't see you because my eyes are literally closed, I cannot keep them open. So I will see you later. Okay.